Hola chicos, estoy aquí hoy para enseñaros sobre el tiempo. So weather is something that often is quite tricky for English speakers to to learn in Spanish because they don't use the verb that we do to describe their weather. In fact, they use a variety of different expressions to sort of cover the same ground that we would say, you know, it's raining, it's sunny, it's cold, it's hot. So we would use it is, and they don't. So basically what I thought is that I would teach you the words, but also I came up with this in about, well, I drew them in about sort of 10 minutes. And I'm not artistically talented at all in terms of drawing, so I wanted to show you that if you want to create your own, a picture is sometimes the best way to learn the language because your brain associates the picture with learning that word, and that can sometimes help, particularly with weather, because it doesn't have a literal translation. So if I was to hold up Hace sol, for example, you would know that corresponds to it's sunny or sunny weather. Okay, so it might just stick in your brain that little bit more. There's a tendency for people to want to say es sol, okay, and use that verb that I taught you in a previous video, es, it is, and just don't do it, okay? Es, you do not use es with weather phrases. So we're going to practice the phrases that go with hace. Now, hace technically means like it makes or it does, but that doesn't really make sense when we think about it. It makes sun. I mean, it does make sense, but not as we would translate it. So hence why I drew the flashcards. And if you wanted to draw some of your own, I think that would be really nice so you could practice. Or you could just watch this a couple of times and hopefully you'll learn them that way. Well, the first one is it's sunny. So hace sol. Yeah. The next one, it's hot. Hace calor. Hace calor. Hace frío. Hace frío. It's cold. Hace buen tiempo. Hace buen tiempo. It's good weather. Hace mal tiempo. Just like today, it's a bit rainy. Hace mal tiempo. It's bad weather. And finally, hace viento. Hace viento. So colour coding is another thing that I like to do when I'm learning a set of vocabulary in a language. So as you can see, I coloured hace in purple. That's the verb that we use with all of these. So we're just going to run through this again. Hace sol. Hace viento. Hace mal tiempo. Hace buen tiempo. Hace frío. Hace calor. Muy bien. There's a tendency for some of us to see it written down and want to pronounce it as hace, for example, but we don't. We have that th sound there in the Spanish, so it's always hace, hace, hace sol. Great. So there's some other weather which doesn't fit into the hace category, which is the I category. Okay, and I, which you probably may have seen before in other work, it means there is or there are. So literally what we're saying is there is a storm here. Hay tormenta. Let's practice that one. Hay tormenta. And then this one, I really struggle to draw foggy, but hopefully it makes it's clear. Hay niebla. Hay niebla. Okay, so we've got hay tormenta. There's a storm, or it's stormy, and hay niebla. It's foggy. Okay, then finally, the other two types of weather that we're going to learn today come from the verbs themselves. So these two, which we need to use a lot in this country to describe our weather, is llueve. Okay, literally it rains, and you've got that y sound there at the front, so it's llueve. You've got two sounds there in Spanish that are quite tricky to pronounce. You've got the double L, which is the y, and then the V, which is the sort of VB sound. So llueve, llueve, it rains or it's raining. Good. And then the last one is nieva, nieva. Nieva, again, you've got that B sound there, and that's literally it snows or it's snowing. Nieva. So you've got llueve, it's raining or it rains, and nieva, it snows. So with the descriptions of the weather, as you can see, we do sometimes say it's raining, it's snowing. That would not be normal for them to use that, and they would just stick to those phrases. So if you wanted to say today it's raining, you would just simply say hoy llueve. Today it rains, it's raining. So once you've drawn those yourselves and written them out, if you want to, that would be really nice to have a set of those, and you could kind of stick them up on your wall. I do find that weather phrases can be one of the most problematic things when students come to writing Spanish or practicing Spanish, that S, they want to put that S in there because it's there in English, it's sunny, and it doesn't exist. So if you can have those up with pictures, I think that would really help you to embed the fact that it's not es calor and it's hace calor. Good. So once you've got those and you have practiced them a couple of times and practiced pronouncing them through, what you could do is, again, apologies for the terrible drawing, but I thought I'd just make a really quick weather forecast. That is a task I'd like you to have a go at, and you could pick any country. It can kind of be an imaginary one if you want, or a country that you know how to say in Spanish. You could simply do England and Inglaterra, or Spain. I chose Spain, and I just drew it from a picture. Apologies for the geography. I just quickly drew it and placed some of my weather symbols in the different points of the compass. Now, I'm not going to rush on to that yet. So that was basically going to be my task that I'm going to write for you in a minute. You need to know these first if you don't already. So these are the points of the compass in Spanish. So if you were going to put a country in, for example, en Inglaterra, for example, and then go through each point of the compass to give you a weather forecast. So we've got en el norte, wrong way, sorry, en el este, en el sur, y en el oeste, and then en el centro. We've got en el norte, en el este, en el sur, en el oeste, en el centro. So that's your points of the compass. You could pause the video and go back and have a practice of those. And then just draw your weather map quickly. And I'm going to show you right now how quickly it is then to make a sentence. So I've got my weather map now, and I'm going to say, en España hoy, in Spain today, en el norte, oh, my pen's running out, hace frío. See if you can translate this as we're going as well. We'll link that together. Y llueve. En el centro, hay tormenta. Y en el oeste hace buen tiempo. En el este, and so on and so forth until you've written your entire presentation. So, here we go. En España hoy, en el norte hace frío y llueve. En el centro hay tormenta y en el oeste hace buen tiempo. En el este hace viento y hace mal tiempo. En el sur hace calor y hace sol. Muy bien. So really simple way of putting together actually your own weather forecast with the weather phrases, and that would be something quite straightforward that you could do, just a piece of paper and a pen. If you want to make your flashcards as well to sort of stick up on your wall, that would be great, and then you can practice them over and over again and hopefully never make the same mistake. Never use S with weather. Muy bien, chicos. Adiós y hasta pronto.